Ever wonder how some of your favorite genealogists got started in this crazy business? Well, I did, and so I asked. I asked Valerie Elkins, Scott Fisher, and Crista Cowan, how did you get started in genealogy? I can't wait for you to hear their answers.
I got started when I was 10 years old, and my mom was trying to fill out a pedigree chart, and I was just so fascinated with her stories, and my dad was all like, we're related to nothing but moonshiners and hog thieves, and I'm like, really? That's all I have to look forward to? And my mom was like, no, we're related to an Indian princess. And so I was like, I am going to study about horses and Indian tribes so that someday when the tribe wants me to come back and take my rightful throne, I will be ready. So none of those things were true, but finding out was something that got me hooked really early to find out who my family is, what our story is, where we came from. And it's been such a joy, and the most important thing that I do to share those stories with my family so that they can know who they came from and their stories and why they matter and how that can help them in their own lives.
Well, by the time I was 21 years old, I had lost all my grandparents, my dad, my brother, a best friend, 2 uncles. And so when I got into my mid-20s and I got married and started to have a family of my own, there were all these questions in my mind about, well, wait a minute, my brother who died, he was 21 when I was 8. He was my half-brother. So there were a lot of things I just barely remembered about him or didn't know. I wanted to find out about him. My dad was 58 years old. He'd been the music arranger for the Ed Sullivan Show. He had a lot of history in the entertainment business, and I didn't know half of it, and I wanted to know more things about that. I wanted to know about his parents. His mother died in 1930, and so I started in it in 1981, back long before the internet was a thing, where you actually had to go places and go into libraries and go into archives and write letters with self-addressed stamped envelopes and make very expensive phone calls to strangers who didn't hesitate to answer because they didn't have caller ID then. So it was actually kind of easier to reach folks back then. We had monstrous phone bills reaching distant cousins trying to get stories and track down things that people had. So that's how I got started.
I got started in genealogy very young. My parents were at university and they were in different majors, so they took one class together every semester, and it was a family history class. And I was born while they were going to school. And they used to come up here to Salt Lake City one Friday every month for the last 2 years they were in college, and they would bring me with them, and they would stick me in my baby carrier under a microfilm reader. And that's where I would stay for the day while they did their research. And so now, of course, my parents take full credit for my career because I somehow gained all this genealogical knowledge by osmosis in my baby carrier under a microfilm reader.
Weren't those great? Valerie wanted to reclaim her throne someday. Scott just became interested after losing so many relatives. And Crista, she was a tag-along genealogist. But no matter how you got started in genealogy, one thing's the same. Genealogy is a great way to learn about your ancestors and connect the past and the future, present and the future. So, how did you get started in genealogy? Leave your comment below.